world of NHRA Congruity HR Pro Modified, St. Louis always stands as one of the most important races of the season. It is the second to last race in their competitive season, the second to last run in the road to the championship, and it's the last-ditch effort that many teams can make to actually position themselves to win a title when the series wraps up in Las Vegas just a little bit later this fall. Welcome, everybody, to Worldwide Technology Raceway, a fantastic and sprawling facility on the banks of the Mississippi River. Brian Lones and Bruno Massel here in an elevated position. We're on top of the Circle Track Tower, overlooking the drag strip and the Gateway Arch. You know, we have to talk about a couple of things here. Billy Banaka, huge story, wins his first race in Charlotte, comes in here with a points lead, and barely qualifies.
Yeah, it was a struggle. I mean, it was almost like the struggle he had just to win that race in Charlotte last week. He didn't do it. It wasn't pretty. It was winning ugly, but you'll take that win. It gave him the points lead. Now, can he rebound and eliminations here today? And you talk about Mike Stavrinos, a guy who just flat out missed it. Didn't get in the show. Was the points leader. Now an opportunity for him maybe to now flip the script on Billy Banaka and try and get some round victories and get some points ramped up in his direction. Yeah, when we get to Vegas, it is points and a half, and you can't really count out J.R. Gray. He's back a little ways, but if Gray can find his way through the rounds, make it to the end of the day, he could be in contention for a title. You have to remember, the last two championships in this series were won by the guy that came into Vegas in third place, so it ain't over till it's over. Yeah, points and a half make a huge difference, and in the world of Pro Mod, we know anything can happen on any given race day. We're going to find out real quickly who's going to be best positioned for that last sprint to the finish line. The points leader to win this or begin this race, and the man who barely qualified, Billy Banaka, is with Amanda Busick.
In true four-wide fashion, it was a crazy first win for Billy Banaka in Charlotte, but I think more importantly, with Mike Stavrinos not qualifying, you were able to capitalize on that. How can you continue that this weekend?
Just continue making rounds. I need to go rounds. So at this race in Vegas, and stand a pretty good chance of hopefully finishing one.
If you could name the emotion of when that Wally went in your hand, what is it?
Great. Of course, very emotional. My first win in NHRA. It took a while to come back to ground. So it was great. Hopefully we can continue.
And he's going to want to continue that under these blue skies here. A 34-point lead over Mike Stavrinos. You can see Frigo's in there, Mason Wright, J.R. Gray, all double digits back. And Bruno, this is one of those races that you got to try to gun for the points leaders early, keep the hammer down, and try to do your best in Vegas.
Yeah, the best you can do is try to have one of those matchups against those points leaders early on. Try and knock them out and bet your shot and make it up a lot of ground, because a lot of ground to make up in a short period of time.
You decided to meet your Samarukov out there at Derek Menholt. They are a pair, as you can see on the right-hand side, the 3 and 14 qualifiers. Menholt's been a finalist this year. It was just a couple of years ago Samarukov had that bizarre crash on his burnout at this race. Things going far better for him than they did. You can see Banaka barely snuck in the field. Number 16 will be taking on Stevie Fast. But here's the silver bullet right here. This is Derek Menholt.
You talk about Samarukov, he had that crash earlier in the year in the final round. I mean, rebuilt this car because they had that break to get it done. Haven't quite been the same since. We'll see if he can pick it up here today.
Menholt shooting the bulbs out of the tree, 14 green, and off early is Samarukov. 575, 249 miles an hour. Samarukov's car shook the tires, and Bruno, we should mention, this is early Sunday morning for round 1 eliminations.
Yeah, conditions are killer right now, and obviously, the tire shake right there. I think the track was a little bit better than they anticipated. A lot of bite, a lot of teeth in Samarukov. He was getting after it, just pushed too far, too early, and it's going to put him on the trailer here in round 1.
Once again, Menholt showing his skill and comfort level in that car with a brilliant reaction time. There is the Motion Raceworks Shadow 3.0 of Stevie Fast Jackson, has been bearing its teeth over the last couple of races. There's your Charlotte winner, Billy Banaka, the S&B Trucking Camaro.
Great matchup here. Stevie Jackson not really in the hunt for the championship. Obviously, we know Banaka is.
And this is big trouble for Banaka. He was a day late leaving. It shook the tires, and Jackson goes down basically unopposed, goes 572 at 250. And so once again, the points leader has run into tough luck here as Banaka is eliminated in round 1.
What you're seeing is you've got two cars that did not get down the racetrack. Tires shake early is telling you this track has got some teeth right now. And if you can get it, there is a lot to get, as Stevie Jackson just proved, going 572 at 250 miles an hour.
It has been a warm weekend, and as you said, these are cool conditions. The racetrack is extremely tight. Here comes Nick Janik of Las Vegas.
the Redline Oil Star Racer belts Corvette, and Mike Castellana. Just a couple of years ago, Castellana hoisted that championship trophy in Las Vegas.
Problems for Jack right off the hit. There's another one goes down, and there is Castellana straight and true, 571 and 251, and Ace Manzo has got a hold of this racetrack.
Yeah, Bruno, we're totally seeing it appears anyway to us, at least to me, the cars that have come up, set up with a really kind of loaded for bear are the ones that are actually finishing these runs.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. It's all or nothing, it seems like, in Pro Mod, as we haven't had a race to the finish line yet. Heck, we haven't had a race to 60 feet just so far, but the cars that are getting it are really getting it.
So Castellana on to round two. This here, Mason Wright of Odessa, Texas. The ProFlow Pumping Solutions Camaro out of Modern Racing. There is Ken Cartuccio, another of the Scott Tidwell Racing team members. You can see the Menholt Auto Group sticker on the rear quarter panels of Cartuccio's blacked out Camaro.
Oh, Cartuccio, a huge hole shot advantage. He's got almost 600s in the bank, and he holds on for the win. Goes 004.575 for the hole shot win here in round number one.
Man alive, Cartuccio 004 green. Wright is never that late at 70, but he was here, and that's what sunk him. At Cartuccio, a hole shot victory of over 0.03 of a second. When we look at that finish line disparity between the elapsed times, that's a tough one for Mason Wright. And for Ken Cartuccio, there hasn't been a whole lot to cheer about this season, but that is a moment he can certainly stand on. As we continue through round one eliminations, this Kevin Rivenbark, the Culp Lumber Company 71 Mustang, and Sidney Frigo of Brazil across the racetrack.
You know, Sidney Frigo's car has all that power in it from Killing Time Racing. That is Stevie Fast. He tunes it as well. You know, they've got the horsepower to get it done. Do they have the tune-up is the question.
Oh, man, he didn't have a reaction time, though. 1:14, that's trouble. Finish line stripe, Rivenbark. 72 beats a 73. He outran him anyway, but the spread was even wider because of that 65 to 1:14 line.
You know, in Pro Mod throughout this year, we've seen some killer reaction times all season long. And guys usually not winning on a hole shot by going 62, but Rivenbark does just that right here and advances to the second round.
And so Kevin Rivenbark, a previous winner on the tour, will go on to the round of 8 here on the banks of the Mississippi River. The Russian drag racing community Mustang of Mike Janis. Of course, Janis, the former champion, and Justin Bond, a guy who has flirted with championships but has never locked one up in the NHRA.
Yeah, he came close. I don't know, it was last year or the year before, and just kind of slipped through his fingers. Mike Janis gives it away. 002 red, just pushed it a little too tight. His setup on the tree. He didn't miss it. He just hit it, is what it comes down to. Probably should have given himself a little bit of buffer, a little bit of adjustment, but hey, in Pro Modified, you got to get after it, especially when you're racing another good competitor like Justin Bond.
Yeah, that's a fact. I mean, 2000s could be the difference between an inch of staging depth, just absolutely razor's edge, but that's what you have to be competitive out here. Justin Bond will take it any way he can get it. He moves on to round two. The Lincoln Welders, Dixon Flannels, Hot Wheels, machine of Alex Laughlin. Laughlin once again running 2 cars this weekend with the Pro Modified and the funny car, and that is Mike Stavrinos. We talked about the failure to qualify of Stavrinos after winning the U.S. Nationals. Huge moment for him here.
Drivers lead almost as one. 1,000th goes to Stavrinos, and Stavrinos has just got way too much power out the back door. Look at that 569 at 252, the quickest and fastest run of the round so far.
Yeah, these guys aren't messing around. They know what the assignment is. They know what the job is. The only way that Todd Tutterow and that team knows how to get it is to just attack and attack and attack. Laughlin's car moved around a little bit early. He did a nice job of actually finishing the run, but Stavrinos was locked in and long gone and hard to find by the time they got to the quarter-mile finish line. So Stavrinos is making points back up on Banaka, who's already knocked out.
Yeah, Brian, he's a guy who was making up points early in the year, and he's got some work to do here in the playoffs. He slipped up a little bit early on, and now he's got his work cut out for him.
And the son of Kellen Albelushi across the racetrack. Ashen will leave a 51 line. Look at Gray. Not even taking it easy on the kid for a second. 009 green. How you like that, young man?
J.R. Gray back to midsummer form where he was just mowing him down. 009 on the tree. Paired that with a 570 with an 8, and that is a tough combination to beat.
And for young Mr. Al Belushi, he's done a fantastic job this season, kind of dipping and ducking in and out of this car, and he just got caught there in the starting line. But a good rookie season for Al Belushi. As we can see the 8 remaining cars: Jackson and Bond, Rivenbark, Castellana, Gray, Stavrinos, Menholt, and Curtuccio. The bottom right, those are the 2 Scott Tidwell team cars down there, having to claw each way out of round number 2. When we come back, we will see the quarterfinals here in St. Louis. Jerry Bickel Race Cars presenting this week's Pro Modified action.
Tonight on FS1, it's a huge top 5 showdown. 4th ranked Arizona takes on Solo Ball and number 3 Yukon. Tonight at 6:30 Eastern on FS1.
Sunday on Fox, the Vikings take on the Packers. Then in America's Game of the Week, Saquon leads the Eagles against Dak and the rival Cowboys. It's a huge doubleheader Sunday on Fox. Check for the games in your area.
Every specialty pizza is just $9.99 when I mix and match?
Yep.
Treat yourself.
The People's Pizza?
Treat yourself.
Philly cheesesteak.
Treat yourself.
Ooh, the new spicy chicken bacon ranch pizza? Treat yourself.
Dom, Minnows.
Liberty Mutual customizes.
Wait, am I in one of those Liberty Mutual commercials where they stand in front of the Statue of Liberty and talk about how Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need?
Yes.
Huh. What happens in this one?
Seagulls.
Oh, I like it. How are you doing?
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
It's time for a better way to work with a desk riser from Branch. Transform any surface into a standing workstation in seconds with smooth and easy height adjustment and a comfort edge to reduce pressure. Save up to 20% at branchfurniture.com.
I'm Antron Brown, 4-time NHRA world champion. And when I started my own race team, that was a hard and heavy feat. But one way that got me there quick and fast was Congruity. Congruity was plug and play. It came in from payroll to workman's comp and also health insurance. They brought it into one bundle, one easy program that you can navigate through yourself, do all your taxes. What I'm telling you is set it and forget it of all your resources all in one spot, period.
Competition Products, your source for hardcore engine parts for street, strip, and oval track. Our free log is packed with hundreds of product lines from the best-known manufacturers in the performance industry. Lowest prices guaranteed. Free shipping and handling on all orders over $149 in the continental U.S. Need expert advice? Our knowledgeable staff is just a phone call away. Competition Products, race parts sold by racers since 1970.
When it comes to finding the right service, utility, flatbed, custom, or rail sectional body for your work truck, look no further than Logan Industries in Independence, Missouri. 100% designed, cut, bent, welded, and painted in-house, you're guaranteed made in the USA quality, American toughness, and the long-lasting life you need in your business. Visit LoganKC.com for the whole product line and to learn more about their offerings and options. American made and American tough, just like you. As they say at Logan Industries, when you want it, you get it. LoganKC.com. The Napa Auto Parts NHRA Midwest Nationals are presented by Congruity. Congruity HR is your local partner for outsourced human resources.
Well, Bruno, it's been interesting this weekend, the Napa Auto Parts NHRA Midwest Nationals. You know, one of the things we've heard a lot out of the Nitro cars about, you know, some bumps or irregularities in the racetrack, but, you know, these fully suspended Pro Mods seem to be handling those pretty easily.
Yeah, they're going right down the middle of the groove. You know, having a full suspension in the back of the car is a blessing in that respect. But if it starts to get loose and it does affect it, hold on, Loretta, because you're in for a wild ride.
The fans have been fantastic this weekend. Huge crowd Friday, sellout crowd Saturday, and reported as the largest Sunday crowd in the history of NHRA drag racing at this facility. So it's great to see the support as we just got to look at the ladder. And there he is, Stevie Fast Jackson, the only non-road to the championship runner left, and I'm pretty sure there's a part of him that enjoys that role.
Yeah, he really does. You know, honestly, Stevie just likes to compete. He likes to go out there and race and mix it up with the best of them. So him, there's no pressure. It's all in, and he's got nothing to lose.
And it will be Jackson as both cars had the front ends up, walking back and forth. But Justin Bond had to chop the throttle early. Jackson a stout 50 on the tree, then goes 571, 5250. That low 70 bracket, he is able to keep the car there despite the warming temperatures.
for Stevie Jackson, it's consistency. He went 72 in the opening round, 71 here as it got a little hotter in the day. He was able to dial in his tune-up a little bit. I know he won't be happy with the 50 light, but that is good enough to get him past Justin Bond here and move on to the semifinals.
Next up is Kevin Rivenbark. Familiar sound of that methanol burning, supercharged Hemi engine. And Mike Castellana, they finally have this car working, right, Bruno? It's been tough to watch at times. This car has really kind of given them fits over the last season.
Yeah, you especially know the potential of that team. Former champions and the tuner as well as the driver, and a red light start there for Rivenbark. Goes 11 red. Castellana, he's 60 on the tree. Nothing to write home about, and neither is that 575, honestly, but they're finding a way to turn on win lights. That's something that has been hard to find for this team.
That's a fact. And another red light start again, talking about the pressure level. That's an 11 red light start again. Not a big miss, but enough of a miss that Mike Castellana will thank Kevin Rivenbark for the gift, and he will move on to the semifinal round in that Camaro. A lot of raw fuel out of the pipes here for J.R. Gray. Look how wet the door is, Bruno. That's wild.
That's crazy. I don't know if they've got that thing just trying to keep it alive and got a lot of fuel pumped into it, or some of the humidity and heat we're seeing here today. But these are the two that have just really knocked it out of the park throughout the regular season. They're matching up here in the second round.
The two Al-Anabi performance cars, identical reaction times. Stavrinos and Gray all the way to the finish line stripe, and it will be Gray. 72-1 beats a 72-2. That is the definition of a heads-up team race, Bruno. That is incredible.
Wow, it really is. Identical reaction times and identical ETs to the 1,000. Total margin of victory, a little over 1,000 the second to go to that extra decimal point for J.R. Gray. And that is about as good as it humanly gets. Both cars stuck to the groove, and J.R. Gray good advance to the semifinals.
Big league, high-level Pro Mod drag racing right there for Gray. This is exactly what he had to do to place himself back into potential championship form for Las Vegas. Now we get Derek Menholt. Menholt trying to make another semifinal this season. Cartuccio, his teammate. So we're seeing the same scenario play out here that we did in the last pair.
Cartuccio was 0 first round. Can he match that here in the second? No, he cannot, and Menholt gets a couple on. Is it enough to hold him off? Yes, it is. Whole shot win for Derek, 577. You pair that with an 0.14 reaction time and a margin of victory, just 5/1000ths of a second.
And look, this is Menholt's second 14 light of the day. He had one in the first round, and this one he needed all of to get down there ahead of Cartuccio, who actually did have the quicker race car. A brilliant side-by-side run. Again, two teammates absolutely going at each other's throats, and Derek Menholt is going late in the rounds again in the 2025 season at Menholt Auto Group Camaro. Those are the final four: Jackson, Castellana, Gray, and Menholt. Three of these guys have won. Two of these guys have won championships, but one of them, Derek Menholt, has not won on the NHRA Tour yet. There's a look at the silver bullet in the staging lanes. When we come back, we're going to check out the final four. Congruity HR Pro Mod, presented by Jerry Bickel Race Cars.
As a military veteran, I applied a lot of my discipline to my sales job. My paychecks are great, but commission can be unpredictable. Now that I have Chime with Spot Me, they can cover you up to $200 in between paychecks with no overdraft fees. Join me at Chime.com.
On the 12th day of winter, the Jeep brand gave to me 12 switchbacks winding, 11 rubber duckies, 10-inch touchscreen, 9 pine trees sparkling, 8 decades going, 7 slots of shining, skipping a few, 3 rows of seating, 2 finger waves, and only one.
Jeep, there's only one. Right now during the Jeep Black Friday sales event, purchase and get $4,500 total bonus cash allowance, plus no monthly payments for 90 days on select 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee L models in dealer stock.
The Ridge wallet is iconic at this point, but I'm just going to speak facts here. It's slim, it's RFID blocking, it's awesome, it's comfortable, I love it. I carry it every day. And then every wallet at Ridge.com has like an unlimited lifetime warranty, so you don't have to worry about it falling apart. Check it out at Ridge.com.
All right, I'm going to change your world. That's going to be interesting. Let's go. I love to root for great. Yeah, you want to root for the underdog. Good luck with that. I'm controversial when I don't even mean to be. It doesn't matter how many times I'm right. You'll still argue with me. This is The Herd.
Hey, if you were in an accident and it wasn't your fault,
All you gotta do is just call the number. Got pain in your back cause your car got smacked? Nah, just call the number. Whiplash in your neck and you're looking for a check? Nah, just call the number. If we don't win, there's no fee. Call right now, the consultation is free. Don't delay, don't just sit there and wonder, cause all you gotta do is call the number. Nah, just call the number.
Save up to 50% on select styles of beautiful new carpet, hardwood, vinyl, and laminate from Empire Today. We'll beat any competitor's offer. Guaranteed. Visit EmpireToday.com or call or text.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today.
Go ahead. Live deliciously.
Okay, me.
Faye, the secret's in the sour cream.
A look at Worldwide Technology Raceway. The fans, as mentioned, have come out, all ages, up, down, and you name it, in the drag racing spectrum of fandom. They have been here hanging out and enjoying this great facility as our semifinal round's about to kick off. Here's Stevie Fast, and there is Mike Castellana, and Bruno here is the ladder.
Yeah, you look at this thing, how it's shaking up with this championship points challenge. You know, J.R. Gray beating Stavrinos in the second round was huge in terms of points implications. Stevie Jackson trying to play spoiler right here and doing a heck of a job of it so far here today. Take a look at his car right there as they let a little smoke out of the car and get Stevie Fast lined up and staged up against Mike Castellana. Stevie Fast has had the quicker car here today so far, but Castellana has found a way to turn on wind lights, and that's something, well, you just can't beat. It's either your day or it's not, and it's been his so far.
Oh, Jackson way out on him, and Jackson had to lift. Oh, Jackson's car's going to wander around early. He had a massive starting line advantage. Absolutely tremendous. Mike Castellana nearly a tenth of a second behind at the tree. Manages to outrun Jackson because of early run problems. That is unreal.
It really is, because Castellana's a guy who usually can cut your throat on the starting line. Somehow just missed it, but found a way again to get it done. You saw that car waver, get close to the center line. He brings it back like the vet he is. Stevie Jackson moving around early, and Castellana just has enough steam to hold off Stevie Jackson.
Jackson did a nice job pedaling that race car and getting it down the racetrack, but Mike Castellana's going to the final. And that will be J.R. Gray, a man who beat his own teammate by the slimmest of margins, taking on Derek Menholt. Chris Terry built Chevrolet Camaro, Scott Tidwell Motorsports. Big matchup here.
Oh, J.R. Gray pushes the tree too hard. 8,000 goes red. Menholt, racer sharp can get 13 on the tree. He's been 14, 14, 13, and there he gets the lucky break. I don't know if he saw the red light or just had to shut it down, but regardless, he's going on to another final round.
I gotta believe he shut it down only because, man, the turnaround for the semis to the finals is so tight. I think these guys knew they had it locked. They're moving on. He's gonna race Mike Castellana, who's at the top end right now.
Mike Castellana's already had a massive points day here today, making up positions on his competitors. You were talking about just the craziness for you at the starting line. What happened?
Yeah, I don't know. You know, I pre-staged my car, and I went on the button like I normally do, waiting for Stevie to stage, and my car just, I guess it rolled maybe, and then it was staged, and I got a little confused up there. But anyway, we got the win, and we're going to the finals.
Bruno, you know this. You take it any way you can get it.
100%, you know, especially in Pro Modified where it's so close. You know, you got some big horsepower cars making up big moves on the track and drivers cutting you a throw to the starting line.
Derek, I can't even believe the competition that we're seeing in this class right now and just how tight these points are. Is that something that goes through your mind at the starting line?
It does, but we're kind of from the outside looking in still. You know, it's we're having trouble running with the guys, but I think we're gonna, you know, hopefully peak in Vegas and maybe even here. So I think we do look at the points every week.
And well, he should, because Derek Menholt is climbing the points like a rocket right now. The final round, Castellana and Menholt. And if Menholt wins this race, he's going to leave here the leader. Don't go anywhere.
And Doug.
There it is, Limu, the 50-yard line. Soon we'll be telling the whole stadium how Liberty Mutual customizes car insurance. To save people hundreds! Whoa! Looks like we're walking. We'll get them at halftime. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
I'm Antron Brown, four-time NHRA Top Fuel World Champion, and when I started my own race team, that was a hard and heavy feat. But one way that got me there quick and fast was Congruity. Congruity was plug and play. When it came in from payroll to workman's comp and also health insurance, they brought it into one bundle, one easy program that you can navigate through yourself, do all your taxes. What I'm telling you is set it and forget it of all your HR resources all in one spot, period.
There's only one chance in drag racing.
Our top speed of the event thus far is 218 miles per hour.
343.51, the fastest speed in the history of drag racing.
Around every corner, there's a Napa to keep you moving, backed by a network of nearly 6,000 auto parts stores and over 17,000 auto care centers nationwide. Napa has the products, people, and knowledge you need to find the automotive solutions you've been searching for. This fall, Napa Auto Parts is pulling out all the stops. Claim a $50 prepaid Visa card when you make a qualifying brake parts purchase of $250 or more. Stop by your local Napa store or visit Napa online to learn more.
Saturday, it's a huge day of football on Fox, and it all kicks off with Big Noon Saturday as Julian Sayin leads top-ranked Ohio State against Rutgers. Then TCU battles Houston, and under the lights, it's BYU Cincinnati. It all starts with Big Noon Saturday on Fox.
The Napa Auto Parts NHRA Midwest Nationals are brought to you by Jerry Bickel Race Cars, the one-stop chassis shop.
Hey, Bruno, to clarify before we went to break, I said if Menholt wins a race, he's going to be the points leader. What I should have meant is he's going to be the big winner of the day in terms of gathering the most points. And as he talked about in that top-end chat, putting himself in at least a position to compete in Las Vegas, which we all know is the end goal here for both Castellana and Menholt. We get one last look at the ladder and how they got into this final.
Yeah, see, Mike Castellana, man, he's been living that charmed existence so far. I mean, they haven't been bad, but they haven't been great, what you'd expect out of that team. But they're turning on win lights, and Derek Menholt's been crushing the tree. You know, his car hasn't put up the big numbers, but his driving has really been carrying the day for him. It's a matter of now who's going to get that final round victory, bring home all the momentum and that Wally heading into our last race in Vegas in just a few weeks.
A centrifugally supercharged Hemi in the nose of the car for Menholt. The supercharged engine, of course, for Castellana. They're gone. This time it's Castellana out first. Menholt, his worst line of the day, but it's going to be the race he wins, and he's going to kill a motor in the process. Of course it's going to end this way. Castellana left on him. Menholt drives around him and smoked an engine, but that does not matter. He has won his first NHRA Pro Mod race.
Sometimes you just have to find a way to survive, and that seems like the order of the day today in Pro Modified. We've seen some great runs, some great reaction times, and we've seen some subpar and some ugly runs turning on win lights just like there. I mean, you're going out, you might as well go out in a blaze of glory like Derek right there, but the Wally nonetheless is going home with him.
Derek Menholt is a winner in Congruity Pro Mod, and we were just talking prior to this round just what a crazy season it has been for you, but you get to punctuate it with that guy right there. How much of a relief is that, Derek?
Well, it's everything. I mean, this team has worked so hard, I mean, all year long on trying to get the car right, and I mean, we just, as a team, we've come together, and it's amazing to finally win one, so.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
The smile says it all, but this listing of points says even more than that. Believe it or not, Banaka leaves with the points lead because nobody took full advantage. Stavrinos is right behind him, and there's Menholt, 16 points out of first. Only 24 points back is J.R. Gray. It's going to be 30 points around when we get to Las Vegas, Bruno, and that's the last stop of the year.